Let me ask you something.
If your phone broke right now, cracked screen, completely dead, won't turn on, what would you do? Would the repair go straight on a credit card? Not because you want debt, but because you need the phone fixed. Would you call someone and ask to borrow money? That uncomfortable phone call where you already feel embarrassed before they even answer. Or would you spend the next few days pretending your laptop can replace your phone, checking messages slowly, missing calls, and hoping nothing else goes wrong? If any of that felt familiar, this video is for you. Because the real problem is not always the emergency. The real problem is what happens after. The week after the repair, the days after the bill, the moment your account drops back to zero. That is when interest starts building. That is when one bad morning turns into weeks of financial stress. And suddenly, all the progress you thought you made is gone. You are not just paying for the emergency, you are rebuilding from zero again. That is why a $300 phone repair, a $600 car part, or an $800 vet bill can feel so heavy. It does not just cost money, it costs momentum. Most people do not feel fully ready for a $1,000 emergency. So today, we are going to build the first layer of protection, your first $1,000 emergency fund. No gimmicks, no complicated budget, no side hustle required. Just 4 simple steps that work, even if you are starting from zero. Think of this as building a financial safety net, not to make you rich overnight, but to stop one surprise bill from knocking you down. Before we get into the steps, we need to change how you think about an emergency fund. Most people hear emergency fund and think, savings I should probably have someday. But I think about it differently. Your emergency fund is a fire extinguisher. You do not walk past a fire extinguisher every day thinking, I should use that. You ignore it until something goes wrong. And when something does go wrong, you are calm because it is there. That is exactly what your first $1,000 is supposed to do. And before you say, I can't save $1,000, do not start there. Start with the first dollar, then the first week, then the first habit. Step 1 is the money audit. This is where most people find money they did not realize they were already spending. Look at your transactions from the last 30 days. You are not judging yourself. You are simply looking for patterns. Start with small automatic charges. Anything under $20 that repeats every month without you thinking about it. Streaming apps, fitness apps, cloud storage, news subscriptions, free trials that quietly became paid plans. These are not always bad, but some are forgotten. You are looking for the charges that make you think, oh, I forgot that existed. That reaction is the clue. That is a money leak. And the goal is not to cancel everything you enjoy. The goal is to stop paying for things you do not use. Cancel the forgotten ones, not the useful ones, not the things that genuinely improve your life, just the silent leaks. Even $60 a month matters. At that pace, you can build $1,000 in under 17 months without changing anything else. Step 2 is pay yourself first. Most people get paid and immediately start giving the money away. Rent, bills, food, gas, subscriptions, random purchases. By the time the month ends, there is usually nothing left. That is why saving what is left over rarely works. There is almost never anything left over. So flip the order. Instead of saving after spending, spend after saving. When money hits your account, a fixed amount goes straight into your emergency fund first, not whatever is left. First. Here is what that looks like. $25 a week gets you there in about 40 weeks. $50 a week gets you there in about 20 weeks. That is the key. You do not need to find $1,000 today. You need to find $50 this week. Weekly goals work because they feel close. A month is easy to delay. A week is short enough to act on. Step 3 is give your money a job. Your emergency funds should not feel like random extra cash. It needs a specific home, a place where it is safe, separate, and not mixed with everyday spending. A high-yield savings account is a strong option. It keeps the money accessible while helping it earn better interest than a regular savings account. On your first $1,000, the interest will not change your life, but the habit matters. And as the fund grows, the interest starts to matter too. Use a different bank from your checking account if possible. This small separation makes a big difference. When emergency money sits next to spending money, it feels available. You see it, you justify it, and eventually you use it. A separate account creates friction, and friction is not the enemy. For emergency money, friction protects you. Look for 3 things: a strong APY, no monthly fees, and easy access when a real emergency happens. Then name the account. Do not call it Savings Account 2. Call it Safety Net, Fire Extinguisher, or Do Not Touch. Money with a name is harder to spend than money with no purpose. A name turns the account into a rule. Step 4 is automate it. This is where the system becomes real. Willpower is not a saving strategy. Willpower works when you feel motivated. It fails when you are tired, stressed, or tempted. Set up an automatic transfer on payday. Same day, same amount, every week. The money moves before you can spend it, before you think about it, before you talk yourself out of it. That is the goal. Make saving the default, not a decision you have to remake every time. Because every time saving requires a new decision, there is a chance you will skip it. A system removes that chance. Now there is one final rule. Your emergency fund only works if you protect it from non-emergencies. This is where people quietly sabotage themselves. They save $300. Then a trip, sale, or stressful week convinces them to spend it. So define an emergency before emotions get involved. Do it when you are calm, not when you are tempted. A real emergency is unexpected, necessary, and financially harmful if ignored. Car repair, medical bill, urgent home repair, job loss, surprise vet bill. Concert tickets are not an emergency. A vacation is not an emergency. A sale ending today is definitely not an emergency. The decision is easier when you make it before the emotion arrives. Your future self needs a rule, not a debate. So here is the full system. Audit your money. Pay yourself first. Separate the account. Automate the transfer. You do not need a perfect budget. You do not need to become a financial expert. You need a system simple enough to actually follow. $50 a week, automated, in a separate account, with a clear name. That is the plan. And after a while, something changes. You stop holding your breath every time something unexpected happens. You stop doing the mental math of which bill you would skip if something went wrong. You stop feeling like one bad day can knock everything over. You have a fire extinguisher. It is on the wall. And when life throws something at you, you are ready.